Ladies and gentlemen, fellow travelers through time, welcome once again to Time Travel India. Let us now journey to a transformative era in Indian history, a time when ancient cities were disappearing, but something far more profound was being born. This was the Vedic Age, a period that shaped not just India's culture, but its very soul. Around 1500 BC, as the mighty cities of the Indus Valley faded into silence, a new chapter began in the vast northern plains of the Indian subcontinent. This was not an age of bricks and drainage systems, but of hymns and fire, of questions and cosmic wonder. It was a time when people began asking, who are we? What is truth? What lies beyond death? This era gets its name from the Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism and among the oldest scriptures in the world. And of these, the Rig Veda stands as the earliest and most revered. But the Rig Veda is not just a religious text. It is a spiritual poem, a philosophical dialogue, a cultural memory. Its verses speak of nature, gods, rituals, and above all, the search for order in a chaotic universe. This order was called Rita, the universal law, the balance of nature and spirit. It was believed that fire sacrifices, or yajnas, kept the balance alive. Fire was sacred, not only because it brought light and warmth, but because it was believed to carry human prayers to the heavens. But the Vedic Age was not just about rituals. It was about realizations. It was during this time that India's most powerful philosophical concepts were born, ideas that are still alive today. Take Dharma, the righteous path, the duty of every individual based on their role in society. Or Karma, the belief that every action, good or bad, carries a consequence. Karma taught people that their future wasn't just fate, it was shaped by their choices. Then came Moksha, the ultimate liberation from the cycle of life and death, and Atman, the soul within, the eternal self that connects all living beings. These weren't just theories. They were truths people lived by. They shaped daily life, morality, prayer, and even politics. They laid the foundation for what would later become Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism, three great philosophies that emerged from Indian soil and spread across Asia and beyond. Now, while all of this was happening in the north, something equally extraordinary was unfolding in the south. The language of the Vedas was Sanskrit, a precise, poetic, and deeply spiritual tongue. But down in the southern lands, another ancient language was flourishing, Tamil. Tamil didn't grow out of the Vedas. It evolved independently, carrying its own treasures. Among them, the Sangam literature, a collection of poems written by hundreds of poets over several centuries. These poems were not about gods and rituals. They were about life, love and loss, kings and warriors, generosity and valor. They reflected a society that was refined, passionate, and deeply human. Together, these parallel traditions, the Sanskritic and the Tamil, show us something vital, that India's culture has always been diverse, layered, and full of dialogue. The Vedic Age was not just an age of priests and rituals, it was an age of awakening. It asked timeless questions and began to shape timeless answers. It gave India its spiritual compass, its intellectual heritage, and the seed of its civilizational identity. In short, the Vedic Age was the moment when India stopped merely surviving and began thinking. And that is why it remains one of the most defining chapters in our long, incredible journey. Thank you.